Yesterday, Dr. Jordan Peterson got poofed. Poofed. That means poof. His YouTube channel just disappeared. Poof. His Gmail account disappeared. It was like a fucking magic trick. The guy, one of the most important people on the emerging right, which is what we are, he fucking vanished off of everything having to do with the Google platform. Now, Google, as I've said before, is the monopoly player of the online searches and the whole video sharing platform and email and all the rest of it. This is major. He just vanished. Now, Jordan Peterson, it's not that he's such a big YouTuber. He's fairly large, but his influence is enormous. Of all his lectures, they're spread out all across YouTube. This is a big player. He doesn't have, PewDiePie numbers in terms of subscribers, but his influence, his impact is tremendous. Google said to him, with the notices that Dr. Peterson shared, Google said that he had violated terms of service. Now, anybody who's even halfway familiar with Jordan Peterson knows that his content, and I say this with great respect and admiration for the man, his content is milquetoast. I mean, I don't think that he's used the word damn more than a handful of times. And as to the word fuck, I don't think that he even knows the word, okay? His content is intellectually stimulating. That's why we all follow the man. That's why he has become such an important member of the emerging right. He was vanished. He was poofed like a magic trick. Poof, gone. Now, a few hours later, and apparently just because Dr. Peterson had some contact who knew somebody at Google, a few hours later, he was resurrected, as it were. He was brought back to life by Google as if they were doing him a favor, because they gave no explanation, nothing. It just, one of those things. One of those things, my fucking ass. I'll tell you what happened. It wasn't a bot. A lot of people, sensible people, are saying that it might have been a bot, the AI programming of YouTube that might have done something, who knows what, it got away, we're close to Skynet, who knows? Maybe the bot did it. Bullshit. The bot didn't do crap. It was somebody. Somebody did it. Some SJW inside Google didn't like the man. Didn't like the fact that he has such a virulent and dedicated following, didn't like his ideas. So this SJW little dwarf inside of Google poofed him. That's how it happens. See? They don't call you up and say, you know something, we really don't like what you're saying, so we're just going to disappear you. No. See, I lived in a repressive regime. I lived in the dictatorship, the Pinochet dictatorship in Chile. And they did disappear people. And you know how it happened? The guy suddenly fucking vanished. That's how it happened. You didn't hear any more from him. Now, the only reason Dr. Peterson was reinstated, was resurrected, because he was a big name. And even the morons at Google would have realized that the PR nightmare that would have been on their hands would have been just, you don't even want to go there. Because dropping somebody, poofing them, just for what they say, would have been a PR nightmare. The apocalypse, it's all good and fine that the advertisers pull out, because of this guy said this or that guy said that. Jordan Peterson has never said anything remotely controversial. Insightful, extraordinarily insightful. Admirable and pushing people to take responsibility for who they are and their actions, absolutely. I think the most violent and controversial thing Dr. Peterson has ever said is that famous phrase of his, sort yourself out. I think that pretty much tops it in terms of, anarchy of Dr. Peterson. And he was poofed. He was disappeared. I know I'm ranting. I know I'm really hot under the collar on this issue. Because I think it's despicable what Google did. I mean, they banished the guy like a fucking online military dictatorship that didn't like the guy, didn't like what he was saying. So, gone, disappeared, yeah? I mean, in a very real sense, what they tried to do to the man is put him on a helicopter, fly out into the ocean and toss him in and see if he could fly. And we all know that nobody can fly. That's what they tried to do. And it was some drone inside of Google who did it. Some SJW goon who didn't like what he was saying and so disappeared him. Now we know this because Dr. Peterson is a big name on YouTube and a lot of people raised up a big ruckus really fast. And that's why in a few hours, it took some hours, in a few hours they resurrected him. Imagine if he'd been smaller. Imagine if he'd been, somebody very influential, but, 10,000 subs or less. Imagine if he'd just been, somebody just starting out, like me perhaps. Fucking A, it makes me worried. Because I value the work I've put into this channel. It's important work for me. It's something that I dedicate a lot of my time and attention to. And I value the people who subscribe to me. Yesterday I mentioned it. And it's very important to me. The people that I subscribe to, the people who listen to what I say. Some of the stuff I say is stupid. Some of it is outlandish. But I say it sincerely and in the sincere desire to help other people. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to do anything, bad. On the contrary. But I look at Dr. Peterson and he gets vanished. And I say to myself, how easy would it be for them to poof me? Just make me disappear. It would be pretty easy now, wouldn't it? Because 3,000 subscribers, and I thank you all, but it's not that many people, not in the grand scheme of things, not on a platform as big as YouTube, right? So, it led me to this post, and this is an object lesson for you guys, because remember, all of my content, all the stuff I do on this channel is to teach you guys lessons as to how you should be thinking and acting, okay? Now, the first error that Dr. Peterson committed, and it was an error, was he didn't have other options. Of course, he never expected Google to disappear him. So it's reasonable that he had never thought of the possibility. But now we know that Google can do that. So now we content creators and subscribers have to have options, because you always want to have options. You see, you always want to have the possibility that if something goes wrong, you have some place to turn to. Now, options is not insurance. Insurance is a type of option in this case. But like, for instance, you own a house and, maybe the house could burn down. So you buy homeowner's insurance, fire, flood, all the rest of it. To make sure that if anything happens to your house, you'll have options. You'll get money, you'll be able to get a new house or a place to stay, and so you'll be fine. You see? In everything, and especially the most important things, you have to have options in case of some eventuality. Now, it's stupid to plan for apocalypse, end of the world shit. That's just ridiculous, okay? And, for you to be like digging yourself a bunker and thinking to yourself, maybe the world would end and stock up that bunker with 3,000 pounds of rice or some shit like that, that's stupid. Because the odds of that happening in the near-term future are minuscule. But other options, always want to keep options open. You're in your job. It's a good job, but you're having a little bit of a problem with your boss. What should you be doing? Keep your options open. How do I keep my options open? I'm sending out my CV to headhunters, to other jobs, just in case, just to keep my options open. So that way, if the boss all of a sudden blows up on me and fires me, I'm already out there looking for something better. And people know me. And so my unemployment time might be short, right? I invest in something, just to make sure, I'll invest in this thing, but I'll also take out a little insurance, say a little put or a call option or something like that if I'm betting on some stock, just in case, just to be on the safe side, just in case something happens. You always want to have options readily available. For instance, in the Jordan Peterson case, what he should have done, but of course, as I said, I'm not blaming the man under any circumstances. I'm saying that he couldn't have known this, but now that he does, what he should be doing is taking all his content and backing it up on VidMe. Now, I recently had a video flagged by YouTube for hate speech. Hate speech. Me, yeah. Okay, the video was called Advice to Young Women from an Old Fart. And as you can imagine, it was exactly that. It was me telling young women that they should ignore the lure of a career and focus instead on the people who love them. on a family, on children. That will make them truly happy, and a career will not make them happy. That was the extent of my message. I didn't even use any 4-letter words in that video. I don't think I did, but it was, if I did, it was in passing and very minor. It was an honest attempt to help young women to navigate their youth and realize that the opportunities they have when they are young vanish quickly, and they should strive to take advantage of those opportunities for a loving and happy life. That was it. I mean, how more milquetoast can you get, right? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that was pretty, low key. And compared to other people, it was nothing. And yet it was flagged for hate speech. And I'm doing the whole thing of, the appeals process, and that's fucking going nowhere. See? Google has me by the balls. So what am I doing? I'm setting up VidMe. The video that got flagged, just in case, I'm going to put it down in the description so you can see it and judge for yourself whether I am inducing hate speech or if these fucking people, right, are out of their fucking minds. Or more correctly, if these fucking people are SJWs who want to fuck us over. Who want to fuck us over because they can, because they don't like what we're saying, because they know that we're right. Remember, nobody gets upset with you when you say something that is obviously not true. They only get angry with you and want to hurt you when you say the truth. Okay? Never forget that. So anyway, about Jordan Peterson and his options. What he should be doing is taking all of his content and setting it up on VidMe. Now, VidMe apparently has problems. I'm not that familiar with the site, but I'm doing that. I'm putting all my content back up. I thought I had done that, but it turns out that what I've simply done was mirrored the content that was on YouTube. That video that got flagged and then pulled, right? I thought that people would be able to see it on VidMe. They weren't able to. Now they can. And like I said, I have the link below, and I want you to see it because I want you to judge for yourself if this is hate speech or not. But my point is, see, in my case, as an example, I'm going to be putting all of my YouTube content on VidMe. Jordan Peterson, Dr. Peterson should do the exact same thing. Another thing that I've done just in case my channel gets like suddenly, snowed with flags by people who don't like what I'm saying, and I get the plug gets pulled on me, I've already set up a second account so that if I get pulled, I'll be able to go back up. Now, this sounds fucking paranoid, right? I mean, it sounds like, oh man, coach, man, what the fuck is the matter with you? You're going all paranoid, I mean, conspiracy theory shit. You have to understand how much it frightened me, this thing with Peterson. How easily they could disappear somebody just because they don't like what he's saying. I mean, you have to understand the impact it has on creators, because I put a lot of work and effort into my content. And I enjoy it. It's work that I find very, very fulfilling. And when I get messages from my subscribers or people who have watched my videos, and some of them are praise, some of them are criticisms, and they're good criticisms. Some of them are simply comments, and some of them, the ones that really, I cannot tell you how happy they make me. It's when somebody, sends me a note and says, I'd never thought of it that way, and it's making me think and improving my life. That is incredibly satisfying. So I put a lot of work into these videos precisely for that reaction. I mean, it's become like my heroin, right? And to realize that all that can be yanked away by some arbitrary decision, by some dwarf in Google's innards, and there's no possibility of appeal. There's only the possibility that maybe you know somebody who knows somebody who can get in touch with Google and maybe straighten this shit out. That's what the poofing of Dr. Peterson showed. So, yeah. So, in your lives, always have options. You have a job, be always looking for a second job or another job or a better job. You have some business, be always on the lookout that you don't get fucked. You always want to have options. If your entire existence depends on the one thing, then you are vulnerable if that one thing gets yanked out from under you, okay? Don't be in that position. Be smart. Dr. Peterson, his words help us, and his example, and what almost happened to him, that should be an example too.